Respected Chairperson Srimati Neeta Ambani, Vice Chairperson Mrs. Isha Ambani Piramal, Chief Guest, Heads, Teachers, Parents, and my very own class of 2021. Good evening. March 2007 was the first time I stepped into our favorite blue gates, teary-eyed and petrified. Although it might be hard for you to believe that this school-loving and school rule-following girl was even slightly averse to the idea of coming to school, Ms. Tara Purwala and my parents can vouch for the fact that it was a mission to get me to step into the LKG classroom. Something about the tall, step-like building structure, the unknown school environment, and older students made school intimidating. To fix this problem, my parents decided to make me carpool with my first friend, Tara. I vividly remember firmly holding on to my new best friend's hand as I stepped into the school gates. Immediately, I was at ease. Having a friend gave me a deep sense of comfort, courage, and confidence that made school a home for me and allowed me to thrive at school. As I reflect over the moments that shaped me into the person I am today, I'm flooded with the memories of the many firsts we had at school. The first time we performed in front of a large audience on annual day, when we represented an institution that was larger than ourselves at sports tournaments, MUNs, and round square conferences for the first time, or when we wrote our extended essay, our first ever 4,000-word research paper. All of these experiences involved apprehension and excitement. But what allowed us to capitalize on these experiences was the firm belief that we always had a shoulder to lean on at DAIS, a safety net to protect us if we made a mistake. Whether it was Tara holding my hand as I stepped into a new school environment, Pandurang sir guiding us as we used burettes for the first time, or Kava sir lining up 10 crash mats when we performed our first judo throw, we were able to explore our passions in an environment of comfort and safety. It is distancing ourselves from this environment of comfort and these protective factors that make our lives after today seem daunting yet exciting. Today, as we celebrate the end of our DAIS journey, it only made sense for me to commemorate the safety nets that have molded us into, as Mrs. Thakur would say, the best and brightest. You are the average of the 5, or should I say, 105 people you spend the most time with. Teaming with songwriters, authors, engineers, and activists, the inspiration that the class of 2021 exudes knows no bounds. With your unmatched creativity, hard work, and resilience, each of you have inadvertently inspired me to challenge myself and keep going, even when the uncertainty of a virtual education through grade 12 got the better of me. As I tried to piece together a narrative that best describes our grade, I kept thinking of the 2-minute dance performance we presented at the orphanage in grade 4. We spent every possible break and lunch, evening after school, and spare time in between classes practicing fervently to ensure that we had perfected each step. 8 years later, I'm sure Thea and Prisha can still perform this dance for you. We had a vision of an extraordinary dance performance that we wanted to bring into reality. Nothing could stop us. We unknowingly exemplified our school's motto to always dare to dream and learn to excel, no matter the scale of the event. This culture of relentless determination allowed our class to shine, even in the remarkably challenging year 2020. Staying up at night, giving each other Desmos tutorials, or holding water bottles for our friends as they ran their 100-meter sprints. Our ability to support each other so that we could collectively succeed makes our class special. Class of 2021, you have been my most constant safety net over the past 14 years, for which I'm eternally grateful. There is no shortage of comforting safety nets in the DAIS family, be it Miss Jasmine greeting us every morning, Sister Jaya giving us her magical Glucon-D after a PE lesson, the housekeeping cleaning all our messes, or the security consoling me when I had a bad day. At DAIS, there's a caring faculty member around every corner. Mrs. Basu's daily stories to infuse humor into our day, Miss Bajaj's sweet words of encouragement, and Kava sir's inspirational line, "Bring it till the cows come home," are few of the many memorable moments with our teachers that will stay with us forever. Thank you, Ms. Tara Purwala and Ms. Munshi, for nurturing us with your warmth. Your comforting words will remain with me always. Mr. Basu, You have been the backbone of our DAIS experience over the last 5 years. Thank you for defining what it takes to go above and beyond to bring an idea to life. I remember Miss Banerjee always telling us, one day in the future, I will hear a knock on the door and I will find a newspaper. On the cover of this newspaper, I will see my very own students. So to all our heads and teachers, thank you for fulfilling our dreams. It is now time for us to fulfill yours. Thank you for your unwavering support. All of these safety nets are strung together by the vision of one remarkable person, Srimati Neeta Ambani. Neeta ma'am, thank you for creating an institution with a mission to allow children to flourish into independent, grounded, and driven young adults. Your fierce passion for education is invigorating. It has been nothing short of an absolute honor to study in an institution that your love and hard work have shaped. I'm confident that you will witness the fruits of your labor through the future work of the class of 2021. Isha ma'am, thank you for your determined pursuit in continually enhancing our DAIS experience. Parents, thank you for making a great choice for us with DAIS. You have been with us through the achievements, victories, bad tests, and rejections. You have been our most secure safety nets. As our homes became our school last year, you made sure each of us could continue our education without any major disruptions. Thank you for everything. Today is the day of transformation, a day after which violence inflicted on minority groups, unequal pay for men and women, and the climate crisis aren't mere hypothetical situations or issues discussed in our GPIRs, Round Square Barazas, or MUN conferences, but rather real problems we must confront. It is with this understanding that our DAIS safety nets now serve a different purpose. Our responsibility is to use our DAIS safety nets to propel ourselves to face these problems with bravery. Our unparalleled education experience is only the springboard to catapult us into the world where we are equipped with the tools to carve our futures. As we commence our lives as DAIS graduates, we must remember that we too must be the pillar of support for those who need it. We too can touch the lives of others. As we travel to different parts of the world, each of us with the mission to fulfill our ambitions, I strongly believe we will all be connected by this very network of safety nets, a tapestry of unforgettable shared experiences. Watching Tangled on the 5th floor foyer during our IB free periods, taking long strolls around the field during CCA, baking in the sun on our IYP hikes, eating candy floss with friends during evening school, and gorging ourselves with a barbecue dinner on our Jamnagar class trip. These are a few memories that are unique to our DAIS experience that make the bonds between us special. Class of 2021, I can't wait to see what we accomplish in the years to come. In July 2021, as I step out of our favorite blue gates for the last time, I'm teary-eyed but confident. As I step into an unfamiliar environment with people much older than me, I'm unafraid because I know I'm a DAIS alumnus. A young woman backed by an army of mentors, leaders, and friends supporting me as I achieve my dreams. Thank you, DAIS, for an unforgettable 14 years.
Honorable Chairperson, Mrs. Neeta Ambani, Vice Chairperson, Mrs. Isha Ambani Piramal, heads, teachers, parents, and the class of 2021, good evening. 3 years ago, my brother received his IB diploma from Mrs. Ambani and Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. During the ceremony, I got the opportunity to carry trays with the diplomas to and from the stage, which were then handed out to the graduating students. At one point, Mr. Bachchan asked me which of the 2 diplomas on the tray he should hand out first. I hesitantly said the one on the right, while simultaneously pointing at the one on the left, and tripped over myself while walking backwards in my embarrassment, in front of 400 people. My goal for this graduation ceremony is to make less of a fool of myself. On that day, I witnessed the unparalleled sense of community in the graduating students, who wiped off each other's tears and offered consoling hugs to those who were overwhelmed by the end of their school journey. Today, I stand here not as a bystander, but as an overwhelmed member of such a community at the end of my own school journey. And I am filled with pride and nostalgia addressing all of you for the very last time, the class of 2021. Our experience over these last 2 years has by no means been ordinary. After all, we made the switch from consoling hugs to consoling fist bumps, from 12 a.m. surprise birthday parties to 12 a.m. surprise Zoom calls, from the House Cup to the COVID Cup, and most importantly, from confused high school students to even more confused high school graduates. I say confused because for the first time in our lives, we will be independent. Independent enough to pave our own paths and make our own mistakes to an unprecedented extent. Because now onwards, missed deadlines won't lead to TOK defaulter lists, a comforting, albeit terrifying prospect. But if there is any silver lining to be drawn out of this last 1 year, it is that our ability to adapt to the unpredictable is stronger than ever before. A few weeks back, my grandmother walked into my room with a glass of Bonvita, as she does each night, and sat beside me, as I rapidly shut the brutal episode of Game of Thrones I was watching to avoid a lecture about the kind of media our generation consumes. She pointed at my screen. It now had my university course catalogue open, a far more studious depiction of myself, and asked me how I am able to decipher the small text. She told me that she had recently been trying to use the 8-year-old iPad that previously lay untouched. And for my visually impaired grandmother, who can just about make out the vague outline of the YouTube icon on what's left of this iPad, it serves as an unpredictable video generator. She can't read the titles of the videos she clicks on, but presses the screen at random and waits to be surprised. She told me about how on some days she would spend her time learning a recipe for Mysore bonda and chutney, while on others she enjoyed 3-hour-long melodious Carnatic music concerts. And in her tone, I sensed a powerful fascination, an awareness that YouTube was an extensive labyrinth through which she knew no way of navigating thus far, but a determination nonetheless to click on another video and see where she may end up. And by doing so, she finds purpose for each day, a lifelong pursuit of knowledge that keeps her intellectually invigorated. And as I opened my course catalogue later that day, after my Game of Thrones episode, and began to read the description for an intriguing class on human extinction, that is exactly what I felt. A determination to learn how to navigate through the maze of what we will soon encounter at university. An acknowledgement of my presently limited knowledge and future limitless opportunities. A sense of purpose that arose from the unpredictability of my future. And serving as exemplars for how to navigate through unpredictable circumstances are our very own Mrs. Neeta Ambani and Mrs. Isha Ambani Piramal. Thank you, Neeta ma'am and Isha ma'am, for all that you have done to lead our school, especially through these trying times. The pandemic hit us all, but our school, led by you, was quick to react. And these changes that were brought about for virtual school this year would have been impossible to incorporate without Mr. Basu. Thank you, sir, for always being our point of contact these last 2 years. To my heads and my teachers, you may remember the Teachers' Day performances we put up last year, a humble attempt to try and begin to express our love, admiration, and respect for each of you. At the end of the performances, however, we were the ones left teary-eyed, for your words of gratitude and affection convinced us of the special nature of the bond we share. The image of all of you making hearts with your fingers to thank us will forever be etched in my memory as one of the most important and touching experiences from my school days. You then promised us a fantastic Children's Day celebration in exchange, and I think I speak for each one of us when I say that it was more than just fantastic. Yet again, we were left teary-eyed. No one will ever forget Kava Sir's songs or Miss Kaur's acting. To the security staff, when I would reach school early for an inter-house event, I often had groggy eyes and a grumpy frown, knowing that I was the first student to enter the blue gates, before seeing your smiling faces waiting to greet me. From helping us prepare the volleyball court at 6:30 a.m. to offering a friendly goodbye every afternoon, yours became the most reassuring faces in the school community for me, and are among the ones that I missed the most during the pandemic. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. To the bus didis, the housekeeping staff, the canteen staff, thank you for being the backbone of this school. I long for the day I can come visit school and wish you in person. I would like to thank the senior, whose name I cannot remember, who jokingly asked for my autograph after hearing me at my first Indian music competition. It was a random act of appreciation, which went a long way to build my confidence. He taught me that sometimes it is not what exactly we say or how we act, but how we make others feel that really makes a difference. This, however, was not an isolated incident. I have seen many of you encourage your friends to achieve far more than what they could have done without a timely word of support. I stand here convinced that we will always find happiness in the achievements of each other. I would also like to thank the senior who asked me for 20 coupons during my first week of school to buy himself a plate of chili paneer and promised to repay me the next day. It has been 7 years, and I am still waiting. But soon, I realized that I too became a part of that same chain, counting on my friends in times of need and being there for them whenever I was able. He taught me that all students of DAIS are connected by our shared love for its after-school snacks, and we can always count on each other for a bite or two. I am sure that we will find ways to meet for a cup of coffee or a lunch, despite being thousands of miles apart. We may be graduating from school today, going our separate ways, but the community we are now a part of will last a lifetime. And most importantly, to our parents. I am sure that many of you may be as nervous as we are at the prospect of our departure. And even though the nests may be empty soon, we will never stop needing you. My brother still calls up my mum when he sees a cockroach in his dorm bathroom. Thank you to all the parents who encouraged my friends and me at every achievement of ours with far too many emojis. They always brought a smile to my face. I will miss the pizza pockets from my friends' tiffins in the 8th grade, the eraser cricket games we would play during Indian music classes, the countless history chapters we learnt verbatim, the rehearsals with fellow actors during annual day, the afternoon escapades into our school ground to play football, and most of all, I will miss you, the class of 2021. Each one of you who was by my side in the last 7 years. The thought of not being able to make memories with you every day in the years to come hurts me profusely. But the chance to have made my best ones with you in the years gone by leaves me feeling immensely grateful. We stand here today facing the most daunting phase of our lives, full of uncertainty and trepidation, but also full of hope and excitement. And whenever times may get rough, I am sure that each of us is just a call away. Many years ago, my father graduated from business school and penned a few lines, which I would like to quote. I wonder if life is a fog, dark, misty, and grey, for I know not my destination and know not my way. When I heard a friendly voice whisper and say, onward, onward, that's the way. Thank you.